what we have discussed in last lecture? Integral domain. Am I correct?
The zero divisor.
Zero divisor. Yeah, correct. Zero divisor. Whether my screen is visible to you? Just wait a minute. So yes, tell me what is the definition of zero divisor? What is the definition of zero divisor?
Sir, if R is the commutative ring, then A is not equal to 0 belonging to R.
It's called.
And A dot B is equal to 0.
But B is also there exists a B which is also not equal to 0. A is also not equal to 0. B is also not equal to 0, but their product is 0. Okay, and both the elements should belongs to your commutative ring. What is mean by commutative ring? A ring with which identity? Commutativity.
Yes.
AB is equal to BA. So that called as. Okay. Now see what we have. Ring we have. Okay. Then ring. Then we have commutative ring. Then we have zero divisor. So we have some examples. We consider a Z4. Okay. Z4 is nothing but integer modulo 4 with operation integer modulo addition and integer modulo multiplication. Is also a commutative ring that we have discussed already. And if I find out 2 into 2, 2 into 2 4, but 4 is congruent to 0 mod. So it is 0 in that particular operation. So this is a zero divisor. Why? Because 2 is also not equal to 0 and that 2 is also not equal to 0 and both belongs to Z. Similarly, you can take Z6. Okay. Can someone tell me any example with no zero divisors? Or commutative ring with no zero divisors? Any example? What do you think about that? Yes. Example. No zero divisors. Yes, anyone? No zero divisors? Any, you can take any finite ring, any infinite ring, no problem. So what is the definition of zero divisor? What is the definition of zero divisor? You can simply say zero divisor. If the product is zero, then either A is not equal to 0, or A is not equal to 0, B is not equal to 0. What is the definition of no zero divisors? If the product is 0, either of one B0, then it is a no zero divisor. Okay, if both are non-zero, then it is zero divisor. But at least one is not equal to 0, then no zero divisor. Yes, any example? Do you think any example? What about if I consider Z plus and dot? Here I have Z, that Z is nothing but what? That Z is nothing but, what is that Z?
It's integer.
Integers. These are our normal addition, our normal multiplication. Okay. So tell me now, whether this is a no zero divisors example. Yes or no? What do you think? Do you have, so my question is that, do you have A and B which are belongs to Z such that A dot B is equal to 0 implies A is equal to not equal to 0 and B is not equal to 0. Do you have this condition? The product of two numbers becomes 0. Do you have this condition? Whether this is commutative ring? Yes, whether this is commutative ring? What is meant by ring? Z plus should be abelian, Z dot should be semi-group, and distributive law is there. So the three conditions satisfied. Also in Z, AB is equal to BA. Commutative ring is also there. Commutativity property is also there. So it is commutative ring. Okay. What I am saying, are you getting what I am trying to say? Yes or no?
Sir, can you tell again about z comma plus comma dot?
Yeah, Z. What is ring? What is the definition of ring? Can someone read for me? What is the
Sir,
definition?
non-empty set with operation, binary operation, addition and multiplication.
Okay.
And R is abelian group under addition.
Yeah, so tell me, whether Z plus is abelian group?
Yes.
Okay, the first condition satisfied. What is next?
Semi-group under multiplication.
So Z multiplication. So Z dot is semi group.
Yes.
So it is also satisfied. What is next? Distributive is there because plus and dot distributive over Z. That we know. So it is ring. Whether in Z, AB is equal to BA for all AB belongs to R.
Yes.
Okay, so it is commutative ring. Everyone got it is commutative ring?
Yes.
Okay, so my question is, do you have any number A and B which are belongs to Z such that if I do the product A into B, it becomes 0, but A is not equal to 0, B is not equal to 0. Do you have any numbers?
No.
Such a number not exist. Why not exist? Because you can take any two element, do the product. The product should be non-zero term. If you have, if AB is equal to 0, AB is equal to 0, this implies either A is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0. So this is the example of no zero divisors. Got it? No zero divisors. Got it? For all A and B belongs to your Z. Any other example do you have in your mind? Everyone understand that example? Everyone understand that example? Yes or no? No zero divisors. What is mean by zero divisors? What is? Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So tell me, do you understand this one? The example of no zero divisors.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it? So in no zero divisors, you have this condition. If the product of two term is equal to 0, this implies either of one is equal to 0. Okay. Any another example do you have in your mind? What do you think about the another example? Please give me the another example. Give me the example of commutative ring, then we will think whether it has zero divisor or no zero divisor.
Sir, we can take example z2 comma plus comma dot.
What?
Z2 plus dot.
Z2, you are talking about Z2, comma,
Yes.
plus, comma, dot.
Sorry. Z2 dot plus.
No, dot plus. No. This is what done. With respect to first operation, it should be abelian. And with respect to
Okay.
second operation, it should be a semicolon.
Means first it should be multiplication and then, sorry, addition, then multiplication.
Exactly. So Z2 is a group. I agree. Z2 plus is a abelian group. No problem. Z2 dot is a semi group and it is also commutativity. So commutative is this. So we find out what are the elements belongs to Z2, 0 and 1. Am I correct?
Yes.
So I just find out Z2 product. So here I have 0, here I have 1, here I have 0, here I have 1. So it is 0, 0, 0. Here I am getting 0, here I am getting 0, here I am getting 1. Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now see, you can take any two elements whose product is 0. So I just take this one. Either one of them is 0, so no problem. Here also either one of them is 0, no problem. Here also either one of them is 0, no problem. Here see, this is non-zero, this is non-zero, product is also non-zero. So this is a no divisor, no zero divisor. This is the example of, this is also example of no zero divisor. Can you understand now how I find out this? because it is finite thing. No, we have finite number. So I just draw a table, and by using that table, I can see if A dot B is equal to 0, whether either A or B is not equal to 0. If one of them is equal to 0 for everyone, so it is no zero divisor. Got it? Any other example? Any other example? Yes. Let's take about Z6 comma plus comma 0. Tell me what whether it is 0 or non-zero. This example of zero divisor or non-zero divisor.
It is a non-zero. Sorry, it is a zero divisor.
It is zero divisor. Why it is 0?
Because 2 into 3 is equal to 6.
And which is congruent to 0. So, and this implies 3 is not equal to 0 and 2 is also not equal to 0. So this is the example of
Zero divisor.
zero divisor. Everyone understand now zero divisor?
So basically only finite groups can have zero divisor, right? Like infinite, they won't have.
Okay. Now see, huh? Now see. Let's discuss about this. Now I take an example of
Sir,
matrices.
can you tell how?
Yes. What?
Sir, can you tell how this third example came as zero divisor?
I think you asked same problem in last lecture also. Why? Tell me, what is 3 into 2?
6.
What is 6 under Z6?
Okay.
Z6,
It's
6
a
no
dot
here.
only.
It's 6 only, no?
Okay.
And 6 mod 6
Yes.
is what? 0. So it is 0. You understand that 0? And here 3 is also not equal to 0 and 2 is also not equal to 0. So it is 0 divided.
Okay.
Got it now?
Okay.
Yes. Now someone is saying only a finite group has zero divisor, something like that. No? So I take matrices. So matrices is infinite. You can find number of any matrices. So I just take one matrix here. The infinite example I'm talking about here 1 0 and here I'm getting 0 1. Okay, and here I'm writing 0 1 and here 1 0. What is the product of that two matrices? Square matrices. What is the product? Yes. Can someone do the product? Okay, we will take here also 0. We'll take here also 0. So this becomes 0, this becomes 0. This becomes 0, this becomes 0. So I don't want 0 here. So I make 0 here. Okay. So 0 0 0 0. Finish. This 0. I need to make 1 here and 0 here. Okay, I just tried to find the example. So here 0, here 0, here 0, here 0, here 0, here 0, 0. So this is what I have example. Okay. So I write in that thing. This is the example of here 0, here 0. Now see whether this A matrix, this is the set of matrices. Okay, a square matrices. It is infinite group. Okay, the set of square matrices. Set of square matrices where its product is equal to 0. See, A into B becomes 0. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, but A is not equal to 0, B is not equal. But I can say this is my A matrix, this is my B matrix, but A is also not equal to 0 and B is also not equal to 0. Got it?
Yes.
And this is what the set of infinite. You can take any values. No, here you can take 5, here you can take 9, any values now. You will get the same answer. So infinite. Okay. And what you are talking about, the particular sets, you are talking about natural numbers, you are talking about groups. So for that purpose, most probably they are no zero divisor.
No.
They are, yeah. But it is not the always case. So if you consider the real numbers, you are very correct. If you consider the rational numbers, you are correct. If you consider the complex numbers, correct. Integers, correct. These are all the correct ones. So that is why we are just forwarding this concept little bit far. So let's see what happens. Everyone understand now what is zero divisor and no zero divisor? Anyone? Any doubts, please? Any doubts, anyone? Yes or no? At least say yes, no, whatever it is. Clear your doubts here only. We have midterm examination.
Understood.
Understood, no? Okay. So now let's see the next definition: integral domain. So write down the definition of integral domain. Let your R be a commutative ring R be a commutative ring, then R is called an integral domain. If it has no zero divisors. Okay, underline that one, no zero divisors. So for example, yes, tell me the example. You already we discussed Z2 plus comma dot. The first one. Second one is our Z plus comma dot. Third one is real numbers plus comma dot. Yes or no? Anyone? Fourth example, Q plus comma dot. You can see here the meaning of no zero divisors is what? The meaning A dot B is equal to 0. This implies either A is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0. The meaning of no zero divisors. You can keep that in your. Okay, and for zero divisors, yes. Yes.
So your voice
Not audible. So you're not audible.
Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute.
Your voice is breaking.
Just give me a minute. Now it's okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, see, I repeat the definition for you. An integral domain, let R be a commutative ring, then R is called an integral domain if it has no zero divisors. So, no zero divisors means what? A dot B is equal to 0. This implies either A is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0. Okay, so these are the examples. So we have already discussed Z plus Z2 plus dot is integral domain. Z plus dot is also integral domain because you can see you can take any two number A dot B if it is equal to 0. So either of one should be always 0. Same thing happen with R. Same thing happen with Q also. So these are the examples of no zero divisors. So write down that. Okay, clean and clear?
yes, sir.
Sir, can you tell that once more time? I couldn't hear you.
What?
You gave these 4 examples, so could you please tell?
Right, we already discussed no Z2. No zero divisors, we have these examples above only. See here,
Okay.
examples of no zero divisors. So Z plus dot. So we don't have such things. So this is the example of not exist. So A dot B is equal to 0. So either of A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0. Then we have Z2 plus. Z2 plus we already discussed here with the example of no zero divisor. Okay. So this is the example of zero divisor. We are not going to take this. This is also example of zero divisor. But what I want for no zero divisors. So you can replace here You can take R as a real number, and you can take anything from the R. Okay. Give me a minute. See? Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, now do you understand? Just give me any two elements such that their product is 0, and this implies A is not equal to 0 and B is also not equal to 0. Whether this case is there in real numbers, set of real numbers, you can take a set of real numbers and do the product of two numbers. Okay, and the product is 0. Do you have such a case there? So no, this is not the case. Okay, so in real numbers, if A dot B is equal to 0, then this implies either A is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0. That is what the case for no zero divisor. Got it? Got it? Yes or no?
Means for the third example, there is no zero divisor in R.
Yeah, these all are the examples of no zero divisors.
Okay.
All are the examples. Because in Z also, this is not the case. A dot B is equal to 0. This is the case only. In Z also, this is the case. If the product of two numbers are 0, then either of one should be 0. This is also case here, and this is also case here. So that's why these are the examples of integral domain.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone any doubts in integral domain? Any doubts in integral domain? Can I go further? Write down this. Huh? Now you have next definition, and the last point in our first module is nothing but field. What is the definition of field right now? Let R be a commutative ring with unity. Tell me, what is meant by commutative ring with unity? What is meant by commutative ring with unity? Yes. Anyone? Yes, tell me, commutative ring with unity.
Sir, means
Should satisfy all three conditions.
What three conditions? First one is ring condition, second one is commutativity, and third one is unity. Multiplicative inverse. Good, very good. So R be a commutative ring with unity, and if every non-zero element has a multiplicative inverse. Then R is called as field. Then R is called as field. So what you need here, R be a commutative ring with unity, and every non-zero element. So whatever the non-zero element we have, for that non-zero element, if we have an inverse, then R is called as a field. So see, first we have ring, then we have commutative ring, then we have commutative ring with unity. Now inverse also comes in the picture. The field is very strong condition. Okay, so R should be a ring, then it is commutative, then it has unity, then it has multiplicative inverse also for all the elements. For the all the elements. Remark, write down definition and remark. Then we will go for the example. A field is an integral domain. Okay, so a field, you can take any field. That field is always an integral domain. Okay, okay, but inverse not true. Write down. So you can write down, but not every integral domain is field. This is important. This is the relation between field and integral domain. So if you take any field, you can check it is integral domain. It's satisfied. It has no zero divisors. But if you take an integral domain, it may not have some element, may not have an inverse. Okay, non-zero element may not have an inverse. So we will see that example while solving the more examples. So yes, can someone tell me any example of field? Examples. Yes, example. Any example? What do you think? Okay, let's take first the example. So real number with plus and dot each field. Tell me, what do you think? Yes, what do you think about that? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, what do you think about that? Whether it is commutative ring with unity?
Yes, it is.
What
Yes,
is
sir.
unit? What is multiplicative unity here? Unity is nothing but the identity. Yeah? Yes. So what it is? Tell me. What it is?
1.
Correct. It is 1. Okay. So now it is RBF commutative ring. We know that it is commutative ring. With unity also there E is equal to 1. Now for every non-zero element, so other than 0, every non-zero element has a multiplicative inverse. So whether A, which is not equal to 0, belongs to real numbers, what is inverse of A? It is 1 upon A. Whether 1 upon A belongs to, and which is multiplicative identity, which is nothing but 1. And 1 upon A also belongs to real number. Yes or no? 1 upon A is, whether 1 upon A belongs to real numbers, where A is not equal to 0. You can take A is equal to 9. What is inverse of 9? What is inverse of 9? Such that if I multiply A into A inverse, I will get identity that is nothing but 1.
1 upon
9.
9.
Whether 1 upon 9 belongs to real number?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So for any non-zero, you can take 1 upon your roll number. Whether 1 upon roll number is your it belongs to real number?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the example of it. Yes, it is fit.
So can I tell one example?
Yes, please go ahead. Second example. Yes.
Complex number plus the complex
Very
number
good.
into addition and multiplication.
Correct. Absolutely correct. Now tell me, what is identity here? So what is multiplicative identity? So I just write down this everything in a correct way, so you will understand that. So you can write down here complex number. So this is complex number I written like that. Huh? Complex number plus its abelian group. Yes or no? Tell me. First condition. Whether it is abelian group.
Yes, sir.
So complex number we have a plus bi. Okay, a plus bi, and if I take some x plus iy, if I do the addition here, addition, so what I'm getting a plus x plus b plus y I, which is also belongs to complex number. Okay, so close property is there. What is inverse? Close, the associativity is there. What is identity? What is identity here? Additive identity. 0 plus 0 I. Yes or no? 0 plus 0 I. If you add 0 plus 0 I in any number, you are getting the same. What is identity here?
0.
0 plus 0 I, that is nothing but you call as a 0. And inverse. Now you need to find the inverse. So here we have complex number. So a plus bi. What is the inverse of a plus bi? Can someone tell me such that I will get 0 here with respect to addition I am discussing with? It is minus a minus bi. Yes or no? Whether minus a minus bi belongs to complex number? Yes, because complex number is the biggest system. I can write down here minus a minus bi, and if I do this, I am getting 0 plus 0 I, that is nothing but 0. So this is the inverse. This is the inverse. You can take for all a and b belongs to complex number. Here C and M. So this is abelian group. The second condition, whether C dot is semi-group, which is also there. The third condition, distributivity is also there. Distributivity is also there. So this is the ring. This is now we show that this is the ring. So once it is a ring, so we need to check commutativity. So it is also commutative. Why commutative here? Can someone tell me? Why it is commutative? If I take a plus bi and x plus iy, product of that, so I can write down that. Okay. How I can write down this is ax, yes or no, minus by plus, I can take I common out, and what I remaining with ay plus by. Yes or no? And I can write down like that: x into a, y into b, plus I into y into a, plus y into b. I rewrite that one is nothing but x plus iy and a plus bi. Do the product of like that.
Did you show this sum for commutative?
Yeah, commutativity. This is I'm showing for commutativity.
This a plus bi into x plus iy, right?
So what is
Okay.
commutativity? AB commutativity is like that. AB you should be B, but in the complex number a plus b and x plus iy. This is my first number. This is my second, and I show that this like that. So it is commutative.
Okay.
Got it? Now we do the product, like the product of that two terms. So x a you are getting, okay, then you multiply x here. I am getting xe, xb. Sorry, here we have xb, not 1b. xb, and here also we have x like that. So you can easily solve this one. Okay. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this is what commutative. So it is commutative. What is multiplicative identity? What is multiplicative identity?
Sir,
Why?
in the first step, is it I into ay plus bx?
Here, where you are talking
In
about?
the
You
first
just
step.
solved as here you are talking about, no?
Yes, in the first step, ax minus by plus I into ay plus bx, right?
Yeah, bx is there.
And down it is xb.
Yeah, because real number is commutative, no? A and b. What is the definition of this complex number?
A plus bi.
Yeah, and A and B belongs to real numbers.
Yes.
Okay, A and B belongs to complex number. That is what? A and B belongs to real numbers, and real number is commutative. So I can write down AX is equal to XA. You can write, since A and B belongs to real numbers, and real number is commutative. That's why commutative. Okay, use that. What is multiplicative identity?
1.
Yes. So 1, how you can write down 1 here? 1 plus 0 I. Yes or no? 1 plus 0.
Yes.
Now, your target is what? Every non-zero element should have an inverse. So tell me, suppose I have A plus BI belongs to the complex number. What is its inverse? Multiplicative inverse. It is 1 upon A plus BI. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And which is equal to 1 plus 0I. That is nothing but 1. So you can take for all A and B belongs to complex number. Okay. Or real numbers, you can say. No problem, because I is the complex number. Okay. So see, every non-zero element have an inverse, and it is a commutative ring with unity. So this is the proof. This is the proof. Can anyone give me the example which is not a field? Which is not a field? Any example can you give me which is not a field? Yes, which is not a field. It means what, how you have to think in that way. Do you have any ring? Do you have any ring where its inverse is not exist? Multiplicative inverse is not exist.
Z.
Very good. Very good. So Z plus and dot is commutative ring. With what is multiplicative identity here? With identity, or you can say multiplicative identity. Okay, 1 is there, no, it belongs to Z. Okay, but 3 does not have inverse.
Even 2, sir.
Yeah, any non-zero number I'm talking about. 1, 2, any number does not have inverse. Or you can say that where A, which is for A, for all A, you can say that. You can say that. For all A belongs to Z, does not have multiplicative inverse. More precisely, we can write down. Yes or no? Yes or no? Got it, everyone? Filled?
Yes, sir.
It is not filled. Now let's talk about some finite thing. Huh? Some finite thing. So let's take one example. Very simple. Z6, comma plus comma dot. What do you think about that? Whether it is filled, whether it is not a field. What is identity here? Multiplicative identity.
1.
1.
Okay, let's check it out. Can I draw a table? So when we have such kind of examples for a finite field, just try to draw a table. So we have product, so I can write down product here. Okay. Then what are the elements I should write down here?
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
0. So right now, when I write down in a modulo, you can write down like this. 0, here 1, here 2, here 3, here 4, and last one is what here? 5. Here also what? 0, 1. This is my meaning what? It is under a module. Okay. Okay. 10 minutes. What is here? 0 into 0.
0.
Here, all elements should be 0. Here also, I can write down 0, 0, 0, because it's simple. If you multiply 0 to any number under the modulo, you will get the zeros. Multiplication table is there. What about here? 1,
2, 3, 4.
3, 4, 5. What about here also? 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what about here? 2 into 2. 4. Am I correct? What about here?
1.
2 into 3. 6. What is 6 modulo 6?
0, 0, 0.
It is 0. It is 0. Very good. What about 4 into 2?
2.
8. 8 is nothing but
2.
5. What about here?
4.
4.
4 2s are 10. It is 4. Okay. What about here? 3 2s are 6. It is 0. I think
0.
you will get here 4 2s are 8. That is equal to 2. And here you will get 4. Okay. Now here we can calculate. 3 3s are
3.
9. 9 is nothing but 3. Okay. What about this? 4
2.
3s are 12, no?
0, 0, 0.
0, 0. Okay. Next. 5 3s are 15. Here 3. Am I correct? 4 3s are 12. It becomes 0. 5 3s are 15. It becomes 3. What about here? 4 4s are 16.
4.
4. Correct. And 5 4s are 20. 2. So here also I will get 2. What is 5 5s are? 25.
1.
20. Okay. Okay. So if you can see every element belongs to Z plus. Z plus is what you are? Z plus is your abelian group. So here first condition Z6 we have. Z6 plus is abelian. No problem about that. Second is what? Z dot is semi. Distributive is there because why distributive? Can someone tell me why distributive is there? Can someone tell me why distributive property holds? Because
Even
Z,
addition and multiplication are there.
yeah.
Exist.
Why? Because the reason is what? Z6 is a subset of Z. Normal addition and dot is already distributive over Z. So it is distributive over this also. Okay. Distributive is there. Now what about third one, fourth condition? Commutativity is A into B is equal to B into A. You can see. See. So I use another pen, red pen. So suppose this is my diagonal elements. 1, 4, like that. You can see these are symmetric. So symmetric means what? A into B is equal to B into A. So this 0 and this is also symmetric. My third element is here. So see these two also symmetric. It means what? 2 into 1 or 2 into 1 is exactly 1 into 2. Got it? So here see 2 into 0. Forget about 0. Now if I take this element, so 3 into 2 is 0 and 3 into 2 is also 0. It is symmetric about diagonal. So it is what? Symmetric means what? Commutative. Commutativity. Everyone understand commutativity here?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, what is inverse? Multiplicative identity. You can see 1 is the multiplicative identity. Yes or no? If I multiply 1 into 0, I am getting 0. 1 into 1, 1. 1 into 2, 2. 1 into 3, 3. 1 into 4, into 4. So multiplicative identity is equal to 1. Now, inverse. So let's find out the inverse. You need to find out the inverse of what? So here you can get 11. And it's inverse. So what is definition of field? Definition of field. Can someone repeat for me?
Let R be a commutative ring with unity.
So we
If
have
every-
ring, we have commutative, we have unity. Okay. So all 5 conditions must satisfied. What is last condition?
Multiplicative inverse.
Every non-zero element should have multiplicative inverse. So zero, non-zero means zero ignore. So what is inverse of 1? What is inverse of 1? Tell me what is inverse of 2? Inverse of 1, 2. Inverse of 3. Inverse of 4. And inverse of 5. What is inverse of 1?
1.
Very good. What is inverse of 2?
3.
3. 2 into 3 is what?
6.
Well, and the identity is multiplicative inverse.
1 by 2.
1 by 2. Whether 1 by 2 belongs to that field?
Sir, it
Not
does not
exist.
Not exist.
does not exist.
Yes, not exist. What about 3?
Not
Okay,
exist.
we got it here. We got it here only. This is our start set. So whether this is field?
No, this is not.
Not a field.
Why? Why?
Sir,
Inverse
As
of
inverse of 2
not
does
present.
not exist.
Yeah, because now we find all these. Whether inverse of 3 is exist?
No,
No.
sir, it is
Not
only present for
inverse.
5.
Not
Fa-
exist. What is the inverse of 5?
5.
Yes, 5 is like what? 25 and 25 mod 6 is 1. So you can see here 5 I have, here 5 and I'm getting 1 here. So if you're getting 1, just round that 1 every time. So I just use a pen. So here I'm getting 1 only. First time. And whether I'm getting 1 anywhere else, here I'm getting. So inverse of 1 exists. Inverse of this exists. Any other? Any other? No.
No, sir.
So since it is not a field, since the inverse of 2, 3, or you write down like that in that way. 2, 3, and 4 not exist. Got it? Got it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So this is the example of not field. So let's see. Let's see. Next example. Next example. You can say an example, whatever, second, third, I don't know what is the example. Z7 plus dot is field or not? Z7. So we have product here, again draw table. What we have here? 0, 1,
Up to 6.
2, 3, 4, 5. Here I have 6. Last one. Here also we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tell me now. What do you think whether it is filled or not? Now it is simply Z plus is commutativity, Z dot is associative, everything is there. We are just dealing with what? We have problem with the inverse. So let's find out. Can tell me, you can find a table for first condition, second condition, third condition, fourth condition, 5 condition, 6 condition. I'm interested in only now. Can you write down that all things? Whether it is Z plus is abelian group, Z7 plus is abelian. Yes or no? So it is abelian, it is semi, every property is satisfied. Now I am interested in element and in its inverse. So tell me, what is the inverse of 1? What is inverse of 2? What is inverse of 3? What is inverse of 4? What is inverse of 5? And what is inverse of 6? Yes. Just tell me.
Inverse of 1 is 1.
Inverse of 1 is 1. Okay, good. What is
Inverse of 2 is 4.
2 is 4. 4 to the 6. 6. No, how? 4 to the 8. Okay, correct. Inverse is this, inverse is this. Correct. What is inverse of 3?
5.
5. Correct. What is inverse of 4?
2.
4 to the 8. Correct. What is inverse of 5 again?
3.
Correct. What is inverse of 6?
6.
Correct. So whether this is filled.
No, but inverse of 0 does not exist.
But what is the definition of filled?
Other than non-zero elements.
Every non-zero element should have inverse. So 0 other than 0, you should have inverse for each and every element. So it is filled. And why it is filled? Because n is equal to 7, which is equal to prime. So this implies ZP plus dot is filled when P is equal to prime. This is the last thing what we have in the book. Got it, everyone? Got
Yes,
it?
sir.
So when P is prime, then it is filled. If P is not prime, you can take any other number other than prime. You can take suppose 15, 1, 5. So it is also not a field. You can check it out. Okay. So your homework task. Check out. Now we have for BC for Z6 also. Now homework. Z15 plus dot is a field of graph. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? It is filled or not?
No, sir.
No, it is not filled. Okay, so check it out. This is the homework task for you. Okay, so I request everyone please put your attendance in the chat box. Anyone any doubts here? Any doubts, anyone?